Hello, how are you tonight? My name is Eric McCarty, and I'm coming to you from Arlington, Texas. I'm currently live streaming to test out the quality of recording a video and then uploading it to YouTube. Hopefully, I can find some. I don't have any material prepared, so hopefully, I can find some that will help you to understand what I'm trying. My message is about the two churches, really, the persecuted church and the lukewarm church of North America. I think that's a big deal. They ignore the persecution going on in other countries, and you know, God would rather that we were hot or cold. He'd rather us be out persecuting the Christians too, because he could deal with that. He can't deal with lukewarmness. It says that in the Bible. Let me bring up Discord for a minute and see what I have in there. Oh, look, a brief. Let me go to my channel. First of all, there's Sudan. Prayer for Pastor Morris and his wife Kabina as they minister to thousands of displaced Sudanese. So there's a war in Sudan going on, and it's displacing the people by the thousands. Here we have a non-Trump supporter, and she requests that if you are a Trump supporter, don't look at me when I walk by. You don't get to look at me. That's what she says. And you can see in the image, it's all done in a way to make her uh, to flatter her. She looks somewhat pretty. She doesn't have pink hair and a buzz cut. She has on lipstick and makeup, and her hair is long, and it looks like she might even have a. What is that there? But it looks like it might be a cross. So she might claim to be a Christian, but she doesn't support Trump. She doesn't understand why it is that people support Trump. And then here we have an image. I don't care who mocks me, I'll say it boldly. I'd rather stand with God and be rejected by the world than stand with the world and be rejected by God. And what the Church of North America doesn't understand is that time is quickly approaching when we'll have to make a stand for God or join the world, become a Muslim. And last but not least, we have an image of Trump with the Archangel Michael as his guardian. Maybe you heard that Trump had been shot last night and someone tried to unalive him. And this is now the third attempt on his life. But somehow Trump survives every time. So I find this image of the Archangel Michael comforting as he stands watch over Trump. I don't have much of material prepared, so I'll just keep talking a little bit. I've only been talking for about 4 minutes. It went by pretty fast. But today, my mom went and she took me to Long John Silver. It was pretty good. Let me see if I can find an image of the food that I had. Here we go. See, I like that barbecue and fish. It was pretty good. Long John Silver with KFC barbecue. And I had Pepsi to drink, not Coke this time. Currently drinking coffee and smoking a cigarette because when I'm speaking, I get nervous. And so a cigarette helps calm me down. Like I was telling mom, if I don't have my cigarette, I'll end up being a problem to society. That's how I budget, is around my cigarettes. That's just a fact. I am not sure if you like what I have to say or not, but you know, I support Trump. I really think he's doing a good job in the Middle East, and I think he's doing a good job on the global scale, and he's even stepped up to deal with Christian persecution and to protect the persecuted church. But Christians are astounded. And if you bring this topic up in a Christian group on a quote unquote Christian group on Facebook, you'll get banned because Trump is now linked to it. See how they're trying to control, they don't, they want a sprinkling of Jesus and to go home as though nothing had happened at church. This is why I get fed up sometimes, especially with the Church of North America. It has resources and can help these people, but it chooses to ignore the suffering, and it's to its detriment. Studio mode. I'm trying to experiment a little bit with this, so I can pull up a camera of myself. Maybe you can see what I look like. I'm not streaming on Twitch anymore because the lag there is just terrible. I don't understand why I have so much lag. I can't get anything done or say anything because it repeats itself. They tell me I need a microphone. So maybe from in the future, when I get some money saved up, I'll invest in a microphone. And uh, let me just show you my blog a little bit. I already looked at it on Twitch, but I think that I should look at it on YouTube as well for YouTube. I just went over some daily anecdotes, how I downloaded my game to play, and I want to form Germany. It's always a good goal in these Paradox interactive games because that's the hardest thing you can do in those games. And then we had a storm last night. I couldn't believe how powerful that storm was. Just lightning strike after lightning strike, and it was just like there was hail and rain and wind blowing, and it was all while I was trying to do a stream, watch a stream from Pocahontas. She was doing a debate, so that's why I did that. That's why that's why I kept watching the stream because the storm was going. I couldn't go anywhere. But it was also an interesting debate about Hillary Clinton. Like there was a guy that actually took up for Hillary Clinton and said she might have been made a good president. I didn't agree with him, but I thought because of the way he presented his information, I was like, wow, if my heart wasn't set on Trump, I probably would have been convinced to vote for Clinton from his material. It's like Rush Limbaugh said one time. Rush Limbaugh explained that Hillary Clinton has the personality of the wet nose of a dog, but she is a brilliant person. So you can't put anything past her. And that's why we had to have Trump to run for president. It was a miracle that he even won, but he was the only candidate that could even beat her. The other candidates were played out pretty much and tired old men. And while Trump is older, he brought fresh energy to the debates and everything in 2016. And he energized his base. It was supposed to be a joke when he ran, but in the end, people backed him and took him seriously because they didn't want Clinton to win. Let's look at the voting results from 2016. Apparently, she took the popular vote. Here's a map of all the places that Trump won, and that Hillary Clinton won. 270 to win. Two, 2016 actual. This is what happened: is that Clinton got 227 electoral votes, and Trump got 304 electoral votes. So you can see it was a close match. Clinton could have won. Let's see if we can find a breakdown of it. The only breakdown I can see is CNN, and I refuse to go by CNN. But there's Politico. I don't really know much about them, but let's see what their article says. It breaks it down by state, the stats, how close it was for Hillary Clinton, and you can see it was very close in what was it? Arkansas. Well, in Arkansas, they went heavily for Trump, but in Arizona, it was close. Clinton could have taken it. It was 49.5 to 45.4. So this information is coming to you because of a debate that I watched last night. I was just curious what the breakdown was. Look at how she sorry, that's the AC on. So I might talk a little bit loud now because look at here how Hawaii was 62.3% for Clinton and 31.1% for Trump. So they love Clinton in Hawaii. Whereas Georgia, a red state, was 51.3 to 45.6. That's a really close match. Anyways, I probably shouldn't be talking about this because I don't want to get unalived. But the fact of the matter is that in the end, although Clinton was close, Trump won. And I believe it was a miracle that Trump, yeah, because there are people telling me that no, Trump won because he ended up, people didn't want Clinton in. But that's not really true. There were people that were in tears over Clinton losing. After the fact, yes, there are people that say that, but beforehand, if you were around during the 2016 election, you would know that Hillary Clinton was quite popular with her vote. Well, anyways, I'm running out of time. So thank you for watching. God bless you. And please continue to pray for the persecuted church, especially in Sudan.